Oh, dump off, dump off. Let's go. Oh, you missed the tackle. Fuck yeah. Oh, fuck. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, welcome back to another Madden Ultimate Team gameplay today. Today we have an 140k wager against one of my close friends, Mad Attack. And as you can see, if you want to rewind it real quick, you can. We picked up the Antonio Brown from the wager yesterday, and on defense we decided to pick up some new upgrades in regards of the Thanksgiving Ezekiel Ansah and the Most Fair Pat Pete from the base edition that we had and the Tuesday night draft Ezekiel Ansah. Now note this, if you're trying to pick up any new cards, most of the time they're +1 or +2 overall stat boost. So you don't really need to go out there and spend the 40, 50, 60k just because it looks better on your team. They're pretty much going to play the exact same from the base versions of them. But anyways, hopping into the game here. First play, trying to move something with McNabb. And as I said before plenty of times, McNabb is probably the most versatile quarterback in the game right now. And we playmaker Jeremy Hill, I should have lobbed past it. I don't know what I was doing right there. But we ended up throwing a pick. Alright, hopping back in here on offense. If I remember right, we do change it to play action. Yeah, we do. Trying to get him to move downfield, mess up his user a little bit. And like I said before, Donovan McNabb is probably the most versatile quarterback in my opinion on Madden 17. Whether it be first down, second down, third down, fourth down, a field goal down, 3rd and 15. He'll get you out of those scrambling situations that, say if you had Brady or Phillip Rivers or just a regular pocket passer like Drew Brees. Drew Brees and them can't scramble as we dump it off down, and Dallas Clark gets annihilated on the hit. I don't know who hit him. I don't think it was his free safety. I think he got hit by a cornerback. Now note this, Dallas Clark has been phenomenal in the past game for me. Run blocking, surprisingly, actually. And there's that Ezekiel Ansah we picked up, like I mentioned. Absolute monster in the run game. And the play that I normally run on defense is cover 3 sky weak. And the reason why I do that is because I have cover linebacker tier 2, and all of my linebackers that I have, they all have phenomenal zone coverage. The Thomas Davis that I'm using has about 93 zone coverage, and all of my linebackers have about 90 overall zone coverage, just chilling by themselves, as you'll see throughout the gameplay. And the D-line that I have Aaron Donald, that Ezekiel Ansah, and Strahan, and they get mad pressure. And for some reason, this guy thought Tom Brady was Aaron Rodgers or McNabb, like I said, and kept trying to roll out with Brady and throw on the run, which it wasn't working for him. Now another thing to watch for, I don't know what they did during the patch. I normally keep my TV on about 85 to 100 volume. You can call me a noob or whatever you want to call me for that, but most of the time I keep it on that so I can hear when they're clicking, so I can block the field goal. But I feel like I just can't get off of the jump like I used to. Hopping back in here on offense, and we almost throw a pick right there. I don't know what happened. His user skills must not be up to par like you think so, as Terrence Williams gets us a couple yards that we actually need. And the immediate block shed right there absolutely fried this play. Getting back in here on offense, 2nd and 10. We're going to go to our money play. Now the playbook that I'm running is Saints. And Saints spot is a zone beater every single time. An absolute man killer on that inside C route. And one money play that actually will always be a money play is Saint spot, because one of the main features that I figured out, you see how his user went to that side thinking that I was going to go back on that C route. If you hit R2 once you run hurry up, all it does is switch to play, but the formation looks completely the same. And before you can switch out of this defense, I'm going to keep him in it just to try to run it one more time. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, Donovan McNabb is going to save us again, get us that first down, get us closer to the end zone. And all we got to do is run behind our amazing O-line with Ricky Williams. And let me tell you something about this Ricky Williams. I thought that Todd Gurley, that color rush, was amazing. Every single other running back that I've had. And note this, I also have had that limited time Amon Green, and that card is absolutely terrible. Now hopping back in here on defense. As I said, I use my middle linebacker sometimes, and most of the time it will be Thomas Davis on the extra linebacker on the outside, or Anthony Barr if it's flipped to the other side. But this cover 3 sky, unless you're running 4 verts or like a zone beater like play action wide receiver in, it's always going to beat it no matter what. And he was so close to throwing it right there, which would have been an amazing user. But we're holding him pretty good. Our defense is playing really nice. We're getting block sheds, and everything's just going really good. Like I said, the cover linebackers that I have, Jarrell Freeman, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, and that Thanksgiving Anthony Barr. And they play phenomenal with the zone coverage stats that they have. It's just unreal. as we throw it here to Dallas Clark. And I mess up on the broken tackle animation, but you cannot tackle that man. Now let me tell you something about Dallas Clark. His route running is absolutely impeccable. As we see our opponent dumping it off into the flats right there for a couple yards. Get him a few measly yards just on the gain. And rules of the wager were if it was on 4th down, you had to punt the ball no matter what, unless you were close enough in range where your field goal kicker could make it. So we're trying to hold him 3 and out right here. User and Thomas Davis like normal, and he comes out. I thought he was gonna run counter right there, because that was the normal, and we were so close to getting that pick with Thomas Davis. Only if he had just a little bit more speed. I wish. And Strahan absolutely decleats Brady right there as we get the fumble. And like rules of the wager, like I said, he has to punt the ball. And Dallas Clark cannot keep the ball in his hands this game. Alright, starting back off here in offense, trying to get the inside C route to Dallas Clark right there, which probably would have been a completion unless his user would have got there in time. But the immediate block shed causes it to be a swat down anyways. But these cover linebackers that I have are absolute monsters in coverage and stopping the zone as Jarrell Freeman gets the pick as we talked about him. Nice little dump down to Jordan Matthews right there. And speaking of anything new coming out tomorrow, what do you guys think about the Legends? I had Jerry Rice in Madden 16. Was an absolute glitch. Monster receiver, broke tackles, every single thing that I wanted in a receiver besides run blocking was Jerry Rice. He was the reason that like receivers like on my receiving core, I built them around speed. Most of the time I'll build some of my receivers around blocking, but that's what I sub in tight ends for anyways. But as we scramble out with McNabb to get a few yards right there on the previous play. And this Jeremy Hill, let me tell you, inside zone with him, he is like a mini Derrick Henry tank. Starting off here in the red zone. Was thinking about running it with Ricky since we do have an amazing offensive line, but decided to run some play action power roll. Gonna pass block Ricky so that we don't get the animation. Dump it off real quick to Dallas Clark right there. And we almost threw an interception, but we actually got the ball up right there as we use Michael Strahan. And Luke Kuechly is all over the field. Actually, it wasn't even Luke. That was Thomas Davis right there. Alright, coming back out in cover 3 again. About to user Thomas Davis. User and our user. Thomas Davis watching middle of the field. I really thought he was going to throw it short right there to the middle, but he decided to test Kraus. And you just don't do that. Kraus is way too nasty to do that. And that's the end of the game, you guys. Thanks for coming to watch as our opponent actually quits after this. And we do get the Ezekiel Ansah and the extra coins. So like and subscribe. Thanks. I'll see you next time.